doing intros?
We have to do a little intro.
We have to do a little intro.
Okay, so who's doing the intro this week?
Hey, it's me, Austin.
No, I'm Austin.
No, I'm Austin.
I'm Austin.
And this is the Back from Zero podcast.
He's from Boston.
Hey!
Boston
Oh,
from
wait, no,
Boston.
that's not. It's just nondescript cup.
So,
Continue.
Okay, someone throw a quarter at him so he stops, please.
Give him a fish.
so I do have a bug story. Funny
Okay,
enough.
bugs.
Real quick to open up podcast numero 3. So I'm sitting in my room at home, my little guitar room, and I'm just sitting there, and I think I was waiting for Marianne to come home, and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I just see something on like the left hand side of me on the door. I just see
Like
movement.
movement.
Something just happened.
Peripheral.
I go, what the fuck? So I look over, and there's one of these. I call them the motherfuckers.
The motherfuckers.
The palmetto bugs. Like on the door, and it's just sitting there, and I'm just sitting there,
It's waiting for you to make a
and
move.
I'm like, ooh, and it's in a weird angle. I'm like, it's on the door. If I move, it's moving. So I'm like, all right. So I get up, doesn't move that much. I'm like, okay, but I don't have like a slipper,
Right.
Or like I don't have
weapon,
anything. I don't have
nothing,
a
yeah.
weapon. I
No,
just
no self-defense available.
right. So I'm just standing there and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I open the door real quick, it'll go down and I'll just get it on the floor. So to my ability, I open up the door because it's on the door, so I don't want it like crawling on me or anything. I open up the door and it goes schizo, and the door just started like. I mean, the way the door went when I tried to open it, he went around to the other side of the door. So I'm trying to side kick with the bottom of my shoe on the door. And of course, that doesn't work.
No.
And the thing runs away. And now it's behind a guitar, a soft shell guitar case, 2 of them,
Oh, God.
and a tripod for a camera. So, and wires because it's where my electric is. So I'm like, oh. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, well, what I'm not doing is tearing all this up right now and having the thing fly in my face.
No, you have a roommate now.
Right. So I'm like, exactly. That I'm sitting there. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, maybe it'll just, go away on its own. So for like 5 minutes, I'm like contemplating, what do I do? Because I hate these things. I'm like, all right, I was like, I really just got to be a man about this and go in there and figure out, I got to kill this thing.
I've never tried that, being a man.
Yeah, no, it's very overrated.
Okay.
Very overrated.
I figured.
Yeah, no, it's very overrated.
So obviously you put on your Slayer's dress.
So I put on a hazmat suit that I got for the occasion. And I go in there with the slipper at this point, mind you. I bring the slipper in
He's armed himself.
and I open the door because I put the door back at this point. So I open the door again and this stuff is in front of me. And I'm like, all right. I hope this, I don't want it to be a production. So I just do the very manly kick the guitar
poke
case,
it, yeah.
Yeah.
kick the guitar case. I'm like, let's see what happens. And all of a sudden, the first thing I did, I kick it and it goes, it just falls off the case onto the floor.
Oh, it was making an
no.
ascent.
It was doing something. So all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, there it is. And I realized with the side upside down flat kick, I must have done something to it because it wasn't moving right. So of course, in my manliness and physique, I take my slipper and I was like, and I fucking slamming it. This poor half-dead thing got slammed another 3 times, but I got it, baby.
Nice.
I got it, and that's living in New York. That's New York style, baby.
Austin's a very, very brave man.
Manly man.
I
right
try
there.
to be. I do. I try to be.
Brave muscle man.
But it's amazing. That's the 3rd week
a
in a row
slipper.
that we
With a
have
slipper.
a bug story.
You
That's
didn't mention
great.
your hairnet, too.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the hairnet on
Okay.
this time.
No,
No,
he was rocking the bonnet this time.
Yes, the bonnet, clutching
went
the
to-
bathrobe.
I went to get my keyboard out of the basement the other night, and lo and behold, there's a palmetto bug
Was
in
there?
the basement on the floor. But I think he was like, they put like baits down there for the.
Okay.
I guess there were a lot of them.
So he was
Right.
prematurely retired.
He looked like he was in a catatonic state. I was like, didn't move, stomping.
You tried resuscitation.
I tried resuscitation,
Mouth to mouth.
but anyway, as I'm going, I'm like,
Sorry,
I
mouth to
locked
mandible.
up the bin, my bin. I'm
Right.
like, you know what? That motherfucker was right in front of mine. I don't want him going in my bin. So
Right.
I went back and I kicked him, and he ran into the bin next to mine.
Oh man.
I'm like, let him live in there.
So it was like
This is your
half
home
dead
now,
as it
buddy.
was?
Huh?
It was half dead as it
Half
was?
dead. I think he just eaten some poison or
Right,
something because he
right.
was
Oh,
not
that's
moving
funny.
like they typically
Yeah.
move. They're
Right.
usually pretty fast. When
So,
you
Yeah.
so
frighten
your
them.
first instinct was to perform insect terrorism on whoever's bin that was.
No, he's like an insect realtor. You know, he showed him.
He showed him different places, yeah.
Yeah,
you
you-
like this one much
You're not
better.
going to like the keyboard case. Here, let me show you something in a nice, yeah.
Look at this: 2-bedroom, 1 bath, quarter bath.
for your last 3 hours of life while you're fighting the
Retirement
poison.
home.
Yeah. But yeah.
So I have a question, try to open things up here a little bit. I was thinking of just like different things that we could like try to think about
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So okay. And I'm asking this for a reason because I'm
So you can incriminate us later in the court trial.
That's why you got us on record here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I called it. Did I not call
You
it?
did.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's do a
Oh,
podcast.
you guys are so silly.
Hey, do me a favor. Sign this piece of paper that says you're swearing in under oath,
No.
and then swear in under oath.
And communication. Communication.
What?
Dean,
What was
do
that?
me,
What was
do me a
that?
favor, Dean. Turn that heater off. We should have done that.
Oh, God.
Turn it off.
No.
Or make it louder.
Yes.
There we go.
So here we go. I'm gonna,
It's a real remote. You don't need to check it.
so how,
Gold.
Dean the prospector.
There's gold in them hills.
Cartoon is that?
this is Dean. He's our singer. This is Dean.
The psychosis
We
is
love
settling in
Dean.
nicely. Woo.
I'm just curious. What is everybody's dream like living situation? Like where like it could be anywhere. I don't care. Just where would it be? And I mean, I guess you can indulge on like marriage or whatever. But like just like where would you be? Like a big house, little house, private
On the
island? Just,
prairie.
like, you know, it's like what would be your ideal thing?
I actually talk about this a lot with Raven and my friends.
Okay, cool.
And we came up with an idea, and this is very indulgent. This is
Okay.
not like a realistic thing.
Okay.
But our idea is that we would have almost like a campus
Uh-huh.
where we have like this, I guess like a mini mansion where it's not a true mansion,
Right.
but it's built in a U shape,
Okay.
right? And it's split either down the middle, depending on like who we're
Uh-huh.
communing with, or
Okay.
in quarters, and everybody gets a wing.
Okay.
And then like the common area would be in the courtyard between the building.
Wow.
And it would
interesting,
just be
okay.
like on a plot of land somewhere like, I don't know, maybe like an hour out of town or whatever.
Okay.
And we would just all like contribute to living there.
Wow.
We're realistic. We're not starting a farm.
Right. Okay.
None of us are going to wake up at 4 a.m. to feed goats and cows. I could already tell you.
Right.
But
Yeah, you
that
need
is like our
civilization.
dream
Right.
setup.
Okay. Cool. What do you guys have? Anything?
I would live in the either, to go back to last week, either literally the creepy mansion from Clue
Okay. You.
Oh, yeah.
or the creepy mansion from Resident Evil, the video
Ooh.
game.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Those would be
I would
what
have
you
a
go to.
recreation of one of those houses
I feel like the
and
Resident
live creepily
Wow,
in a
would you
creepy.
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I would
awesome.
I
live
feel
in a-
like the Resident Evil one would be more fun because there's more secret rooms.
there, you know what? Well, there were secret rooms in Clue too. you
Yeah,
know?
but they weren't locked behind puzzles.
You know what? The very fact that puzzles are involved, I'm going the Resident Evil creepy mansion.
Like imagine you got to use the bathroom and you have to push a statue in the right position to get in.
yeah,
That would be awesome.
that's my dream living situation. You covered it.
That's wild. Okay. Cool. That's really cool.
I want to live in a creepy mansion.
Creepy
That's
mansions
awesome.
And I
are.
want to look out like my estate, and there's like fog rolling in. And
Right.
Oh, that is awesome.
There's like a
that's pretty cool.
nondescript graveyard
Yes.
of like people that you don't even know. It just came
It's
with the
there.
property.
That's pretty awesome.
And you were told
okay.
never to change it or
never
go in
enter the
there.
graveyard on the full moon.
Yeah.
Lest you be cursed, young man.
Damn, Dean's doing character work
Yeah,
today.
he's
Hell
doing a
yeah.
lot,
like
yeah.
that.
This is my pitch for voice acting, so I can get the fuck out of here.
There you go. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So what do you got?
I don't know, man. I just it would be nice to have like outdoor space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I would like it to be I like being near the city
Okay.
or near civilization. I don't want it to be in the middle of nowhere, but I like it so that you'd have like an outdoor space that's a little
Yeah, like
trees and
What kind of-
sizable
grassy.
yard.
Yeah.
What
a
kind
nice
of house?
backyard.
Well, like a common area in the center, like a courtyard. It's
Yeah.
like tree and some grass.
How many
and
floors we talking?
Maybe 2, 3.
okay.
Finished
know.
basement?
Yeah, but I don't like basements.
I gotta
like
add-
windows.
I got to add to mine. There has to be a primo recording studio on
That's
the
the
premises.
basement.
Nice,
That's the
okay.
basement. Yeah.
That's a no matter what.
Wow.
That would be
you
required.
know I'm coming over to your creepy
Bring
mansion.
it. Hell yeah, bring it on.
Okay, cool.
But you got to solve the puzzles to open the gate to get
Exactly.
to the
That's
front
fine,
door.
yeah.
You want to record?
All the while, the locals are trying to murder you in
Yes.
cold blood.
I want to see Austin fumble
Oh,
for the
I'm
statue
going.
while trying to use the
I'm
bathroom.
going.
That's
That
it.
sounds cool.
He's pushing this
I gotta
200-pound statue. Ah, fuck it! Just pisses his pants.
Fuck this. I got GarageBand.
Yeah.
What about you, Augie?
Yeah.
Where you living?
Where you living?
A barrel.
No, quite opposite. Honestly,
A
if
container.
no, God, what is your problem? Oh my God!
An industrial drum.
Wow, you guys,
We just know you, man.
what's with all the protection? I want to be naked in the corner. Okay, I don't understand. Well, why all
Buck
this
naked,
good-
wrapped in a garbage bag on the corner of 45th and 5th.
There you go.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen. Yes.
Yeah.
No, honestly, if I had my perfect living situation, and I never say never. You never know. I believe. I believe I'm gonna try to make it happen. But even if it doesn't, whatever. Living situation, I would love to own like a townhouse in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like
Nice.
that would
Yeah.
be primo for me. Like a townhouse, like
Or in Brooklyn Heights or some one of those blocks.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna go honest. That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't say no to Brooklyn Heights, maybe. But given the opportunity, I would want Manhattan. I
Yeah.
want Manhattan townhouse, like Upper East Side,
Yeah,
Upper
yeah, I
West
know those
Side,
blocks.
near the park, like Central Park. That would be primo for me. I would love that.
Highfalutin living.
Yeah, no, I would like
That's
that.
the most realistic one out of all of ours.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur's talking about a fucking yard or whatever. You want a creepy
A
mansion?
yard?
I want like
What
a
is a
fucking
yard?
industrial
You
complex.
want a horseshoe?
compound.
You want to live in a horseshoe?
I want a compound.
You sound like you're
Like a-
starting a cult.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I would live in the Waco compound.
well, wait a minute. Last week he did sell us that big.
Oh, that's right. I
premium
sold
thing.
you the Diners Club
You sold
card.
the Diners Club card. So,
right.
so, I mean, I guess
Are
it
we?
goes.
We've been indoctrinated.
I think we are. Oh my God.
You guys got to come live in the compound now. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You have to give
man.
up all your earthly possessions.
I got
Am
my.
I
Euro-
signing a billion-year
Look,
contract?
yeah.
It's only a million
I
years.
don't
Come on.
want to lose
What am
my
I, a
uranium
charlatan?
membership, so
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You signed up for the premium,
yeah.
premium platinum
uranium.
plan.
No, the uranium membership.
Oh, that's right.
Uranium.
Uranium membership.
It's a benefit of editing these and hearing this
The same thing
nonsense over and
10,000
over
times
again.
over. You remember it.
I remember it.
That's so sad.
Eric's
It
gonna be our
really
living
is.
Wikipedia.
Really is.
I saw the first edit so far of the first podcast that
Yeah.
he did. It was really good.
Was it
It was good.
I
yeah.
tried sending the second one. Google Drive said "fuck you," and
Fuck you, it's
that
over.
was it.
Well, you
I
know.
bailed.
Art is subjective.
Are you subjective, Art?
Sometimes.
Okay.
See, I
Right.
told
He's
you.
right.
No, you're right.
He's right.
Nice. I have another question. I do have a couple of not because I'm just not for any other
Look
reason.
at your
questions.
nosy.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
He's building
We've
our
already
dossiers.
covered. Yeah, he's got us on camera, on recording.
I'm just. The audience wants to know these things. They do. The audience.
What
wants
do they
to know.
want to know, Austin?
My
I don't-
shoe size
I
is
don't-
9.5.
I don't actually know what they want to know, but I
What are we going to tell them? What's your
Right.
question?
Oh, nothing but
question is-
lies.
Okay, fine.
What was a life-changing album for you? Like you heard this album, you were like, well, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't mean you had to want to become a rock star or a musician or anything. Just like a life-changing album, like it made you go, whoa, like fucking it. It just it blew you away. Life-changing.
The best of ABBA.
Really?
No, we're lying. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
still lying?
Yeah.
No, we're not lying.
Oh, okay, cool.
I am.
It was the Black Album.
Oh, that
It was
okay,
the
so
Black
it was
Album.
the Black
Yeah,
Album.
Metallica,
Okay,
the Black Album. I put that shit on. I was like, holy. Yeah, that blew me
Right.
away.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Like the first album that I really remember listening to a lot and like knowing all the words off of was probably Dylan Desire.
Really?
Yeah, because my sister had it
Okay.
and she used to play it a lot. You know, this is like pre-headphones, so whatever she was playing, I was hearing too.
Right.
And that was like the first. And I remember someone that I was in school with. It's like 6th grade, 7th grade. I was young, and he had an older brother. He was going through the same thing, and he knew the words too. And I was like, "Holy shit, you know that song too?" There's a song about some boxer, Hurricane Carter, and yeah, that was one of them. And there's so many albums that were big. Physical Graffiti was big. when it came.
Nevermind too was another one for me.
Okay,
That was big.
That's a good. That's a
Yeah.
great album.
That came pre-Black Album. For
Yeah,
me.
I think that was first. Yeah.
Did
No,
it?
no, for me, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. I love this. And then,
Nice.
yeah.
It's funny story. When I was in high school, I was about 17 years old. A friend of mine at the time, his name was Chris, lent me Nevermind on CD. Now, I am a huge Nirvana fan. But the first time I heard Nevermind, I was skipping tracks. I couldn't even fucking listen to a full song.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, what am I listening to? Because it was so new and nobody heard it before.
Right, yeah.
And all I heard was Smells Like Teen Spirit. To be honest, at the time, I just couldn't get into it. And I was like,
You were a naysayer.
No, I loved Pearl Jam. I didn't know Soundgarden yet, but I loved Pearl Jam. And Alice in Chains I knew a little bit of.
Yeah.
But Nirvana were new to me, and he lent me the album, and I just remember I was skipping
That's
the
funny.
tracks, and I
That's
gave
such
it back
a
to him.
non-skippable album.
I know. Now, of course, I
Yeah,
love the album.
right.
It's absolutely fantastic. But no, that was my first
That's
reaction.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
I've had things like that. You come around to.
Yeah, I definitely came around, but it was just funny. Yeah.
I don't think I have an individual album.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's like there was never one album that I listened to and like it changed my view of the world at large or anything
Right.
like that. I think just music in general, once I realized like what it meant for me, like as across the board thing, that was when I was like, whoa, crazy. But
Well, character work. You're
Yeah.
doing good. Yeah.
But yeah, no, because like that's the thing, you would remember if like there was an album
Well, that's
that
what I'm
like
asking. Like, what was
struck
your-
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
whoa, and I genuinely like I don't think there's been a moment where one particular thing like hit me like that.
Right.
I think it was just
Okay.
the concept of music as
Right,
a whole.
okay.
And like as my musical taste developed and expanded, I'm like, oh, I would love to like do this.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I've been singing my whole life, even like as a kid, I was singing.
Right. Right.
And I think that just doing it turned into the want to do it more.
Yeah.
Turned into wanting to write, turned into looking for the band, turned
Right.
into this.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I'm a boring prick. Suck America.
It's got lead singer vibes. This fucking guy, grizzled old prospector and lead singer vibes. It's a hell of a combination.
in that head.
That's right.
Oh, he's mining today.
Speaking
Yo,
of
Billy.
vibes, I know none of you could ever in a million years possibly give a shit, but I do, and so I'm going to talk about it.
Do it.
Magic the Gathering,
Yeah.
trading card game, very fun.
You know who
love
I
it.
found out plays
Heard it.
that and was in tournaments for it? Vlad.
Really?
Yeah, Vlad, my friend, my dear good friend.
Your
Vlad.
best friend in the whole wide world.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
means more to you than anything.
Yep.
Wow.
I just found that out.
Wow.
I-
Does he
you-
still play?
Yeah. Austin doesn't care.
Don't know, but I
couldn't-
mentioned that you do.
I don't
very
care
cool.
about Vlad
'Cause
playing. I don't
My
care.
my friend.
That's okay. We're just talking, you know.
Yeah. My friend
Yeah, no.
Mitch, the one who
doesn't
got me
bother you,
into
right?
it,
No, I care less about Vlad.
Right.
I don't care.
also went to like tournaments and stuff for it.
Right.
Yeah. But whatever the case is,
I can't believe they have tournaments for it.
oh,
Oh,
dude, there's
big
like
time.
$50,000 cash prizes.
No shit.
It's huge. It's been around for over 30 years.
True. Yeah.
And it's owned by Hasbro, so of course they're going to turn it into a
Oh,
money,
yeah, they want
money
some.
machine,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely.
But no, a new set just came out called Tarkir Dragonstorm, and the whole set is like a return to how the game used to be designed. So like they got stuff that does things that normally it would do, like some silly bullshit that people like, why the fuck does this card do this?
What was it? It got too complicated?
It got too complicated. A lot of people were complaining that they weren't using their material. They were having too many like crossover products and stuff. So they had like a return to form basically with the
Right.
set. And so the hype was like through the fucking roof.
Oh, boy. Did it live up?
Yeah, no, like it got really expensive really fast before it was even officially released. But, you know, the market's the market. So there is a retail price. So that's what people are selling like the booster packs for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought a couple, and lo and behold, Now, mind you, I had set the money aside for this. This was not an impulse purchase, but I bought $200 worth of the collector packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which realistically only got me 6 packs. They're like $30 each.
What do you get at what? Okay, collector's pack. Does that guarantee you're going to get something
There's
good?
no guarantee ever. It is essentially a loot box, which is essentially gambling in a way.
Yes.
But opening packs is fun because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yes.
Well,
What'd you get?
I did this on a whim. I ended up opening up a card called Draco Genesis. It is mythic, which is the rarest card.
yeah.
Right.
The best.
It's in the high tier. And then the print, which is the version of the card, was the extended art Halo foil. Now, every
This is-
set has a special type of foiling on the card.
This sounds like a winner to me.
Different designs, whatever, right?
Yeah.
This card, as of today, because I checked it today,
Yeah.
is worth $186.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
The other card that I pulled, and these are guest art where they have somebody outside of the company do the art for them.
Mm-hmm.
They put dragon scale foil. So when you look at the foil on the card, it literally looks like dragon scales on the card.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled one of those. That one's worth like $220.
Damn. Right.
So the plan is once those come in, I'm going to sell them, make my money back, and then keep the dragon scale one.
Okay.
'Cause that
But
one
will
I can
you get a
actually
buyer?
use.
You'll get a buyer for that.
Oh, 100%.
stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely.
100%.
Someone will buy it.
Collectors.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of, one of
People,
so
people are way into
dude,
magic.
so look at it this way. They did a Lord of the Rings set like a year or two ago, right? They printed the One Ring as a card. And
I
they
have that. I pulled that.
you have one?
Mhm. Yeah, I pulled it.
Okay. That's awesome because they have like a bunch of different printings of it. They have like the regular one, then the fancy one, then they have the guest art one.
Okay.
This particular set, they printed a 1-of-1 printing of the One Ring.
I know. I have it. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
How much is that
yeah.
worth?
I know. I
Yeah.
saw when Post Malone
I
got
bu-
robbed. Yeah.
Yeah. Look.
I bring up Post Malone to say because somebody pulled that card. He bought it off of them for like over $1 million.
$1 $1,000,000.
shit.
Yep.
Over $1 million bucks.
Wow.
So collectors go fucking
Yeah.
bananas for this shit.
Yeah, man.
It's like a classic guitar selling for like 50 grand.
Oh, they
It's-
go
it's
for
like-
even more than that.
Dude.
No, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
similar level of like
I
rabid
don't
collectors.
have. All right, you called me out. I don't have the One Ring. I do have 5 Black Lotuses.
I don't know any of what you guys are talking about.
So, so for
This is
context,
Dean. This is
Yeah.
for Dean. Yeah.
for context,
That's a
the Black
car, right?
Black Lotus
Uh-huh.
is a card printed way
In the
back
begin-
when
the
the game
beginning.
first started being printed.
Okay.
94.
Yeah, if you have a mint graded, because you could send them in to get graded for
Uh-huh.
quality, and it's like on a scale of 1 to 10. If you have like a mint like 9.5, it doesn't even have to be perfect. You could sell it for over 80 grand,
Wow.
and collectors will buy it.
Wow.
Yeah. There is a huge aftermarket.
Wow, that's crazy. For
Dude, it's
80
fucking
grand
insane.
for
Yeah. For a
for a-
piece of cardboard
All the
in a
card-
plastic shell.
Yeah. And they're all like that too. All the cards.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
And
That's wild.
and it's
Meaning Pokemon and
Yeah,
all the
I know,
different
I know
ones.
what you
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
cards.
right. And,
That's
and
It's
it's
a
like
huge market.
I believe it. No,
it's
wow.
partially manufactured because they, the scarcity. They don't print a billion
Right.
of the one thing, and but at the same time, it's perceived value because realistically,
Of course.
specifically the Black Lotus, that's no longer legal in any format. So you can't play it at tournaments.
Okay.
But there's only so many
Yeah.
of them.
Right.
It's
No, I
literally
get-
just a
you-
collectible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's fucking bananas. Some people think it's great because if they have a card that spikes in price, they could sell it if they want to and make a little coin back. But at the same time, it's like, well, how do you get people into the game if they got to fucking take out a loan?
True. Yeah.
And Wizards, the company that prints everything, is doing nothing to address the problem. So they're just kind of like,
That's just inherent to the whole
yeah.
thing.
I mean, it.
How
of
do you
cour-
get into the game? You play the computer thing.
Yeah, or you buy the precons they sell if you play Commander, or you inherit the cards from your uncle or whatever.
That's funny. My uncle was an ex-con, and you just said pre-con. That's funny.
That was before he was a con.
Yeah.
It's all related.
Pre-con.
Yeah, pre-con.
We're all pre-cons right now. As long as we don't fuck up,
Fingers
we'll
crossed.
remain pre-con.
Yeah.
I
Very
don't,
good
I don't
thing,
seek
yeah.
to be a con, and I don't want to be an ex-con.
I-
Hey man,
I'm
speak for
with you
yourself.
100%.
I'm post-con.
You're post-con.
So, anyways, that was my fucking
That's
nerdgasm
cool.
for the night.
Well, I just want to get in real quick. The
Wipe
album
yourself
that,
down,
the,
will
the,
you?
the albums that changed my life.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
go,
okay.
go
I
for
just
it.
real quick. I would say like Eric, there's like more than one because like I'm just
It's hard, yeah,
It's just
just
certain
one.
one. So I would say 3: Back in Black, Zeppelin 2, and by far probably the biggest one.
I know which
but,
one.
But the first 2 came first. The third, Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite, right?
By,
Yeah, it was coming, yeah.
Dude, when I heard
That was a big
Appetite-
album.
Oh, dude, when I heard Appetite for Destruction for the first time, like front to back, that was it. There was nothing else I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And it's funny because even like when we were kids, we all used to say to each other, "Hey, I'd rather," and then, we're kids, so we're just talking out our ass kind
Right.
of sort of. But we're like, "Hey, I'd rather put my bed in the gutter and try and say that I tried than never give it a shot." And I'll tell you, you know what? I may not be rich of this moment, but I'm glad for everything I did because that album just it. When I heard Back in Black, I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. When I heard Zeppelin 2, I was like, oh, I want to be Led Zeppelin. I want to be as good. I want to be as good as a songwriter. When I heard Appetite for Destruction, I was like, that's it. There's nothing else I want to do with my life.
You said, I want a top hat.
I said I need a top hat.
Fuck yeah, man.
And by
tell you,
God,
he
I
brought the
still
top
don't
hat
have one.
back.
That's how good that having a top hat. That's how
No,
good.
you earn the you gotta
You
earn
gotta
the
earn that.
top
That's
hat.
how
Gotta
good
earn the
having a
top
top
hat.
hat
Just
is.
wear that.
Exactly.
The,
You gotta earn
the
it.
top hat is something that gets thrown on stage during a show, much like panties or a bra. You have to earn it.
Think
You do
about
have
it.
to earn it,
Who
yeah.
are the famous top hat wearers? Slash
Right.
and Abraham Lincoln.
That's
That's
true.
it.
About it.
Very true.
That's it.
Dude,
No
I mean,
one else.
True, yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
Yes.
John Wilkes Booth, he wore a Boulder hat. Fucking
fuck
loser.
I know, seriously. Six Semper what? Blow me.
More like sick semper. Fuck you. I got him.
There you go, Dean. You
Burned.
show them.
Yeah,
You
burned.
show them.
I got you, bro.
He's rolling in his grave.
Okay, to bounce off your question.
Yeah, what's up?
What's your favorite band to make fun of?
I know mine.
I don't know.
I think I know yours too because it might be the same as mine.
I think I know both of yours.
Hello, me.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. Okay.
The beauty of Dave Mustaine.
Oh my God.
Love 'em.
Yeah.
It's
That's
art in
great.
motion. 100%.
You know, I don't know if I have a favorite band to make fun of.
You gotta. Like the one band that whenever you
Oh.
hear this stuff, you're just like, look at me, I'm this guy.
Well,
Like that.
you mentioned Bob Dylan. I like singing like Bob Dylan now and
That-
then.
that's-
I always wanted him to hear him sing "Comfortably Numb" for some reason.
I have become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not "Comfortably Numb." "Wish You Were Here" would be better, actually.
Oh, so
How I wish you were
so
here.
you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail?
Bob Dylan's fun to sing like.
Yes.
The weird
I
thing,
messed
like,
up the lyrics, but he's 100%.
Bob
know,
Dylan
he's
came.
Fake rocker, fake rocker,
Fake
fake
rocker,
rocker,
no
fake
top hat,
rocker,
no top
no
hat.
top hat. Fuck you.
What's the deal? Like Bob Dylan
So
came
lonely.
out and he sings like Bob Dylan,
Right.
And then there's like
Tom Petty came out and he sings,
he
like,
sings
Bob
like Bob
Dylan.
Dylan. And who's the other one? There's
There
one
is-
else.
there is
It's like
another
Bob
one.
Dylan, yeah.
With the Mellencamp, does he sing like
No,
him?
no,
No,
Mellencamp's
There's
good.
another one.
Yeah, you're
oh,
right.
Well, also, so you thought you might like to go to the show.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
that was Dylan-esque, and that whole album he's doing that.
Well, Roger Waters loved Bob Dylan. He still
Does
still
he?
does.
I
Clearly.
didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. No, I'm not
From a
even joking. I
songwriter.
didn't know that.
He's big into Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell from a songwriter perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
I
He's-
really didn't know that.
He's written Roger Waters has written some pretty good lyrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
Bob
he grew
Dylan's
up
not
listening
known
to
for his
Dylan.
lyrics, though, not
No, Bob
particularly.
Dylan's guitar player, straight
Yeah,
up.
electric guitar player, first and foremost.
Newport.
He's known for a very melodious voice.
Absolutely.
Apparently.
Like an angel, like violin.
I think he just sold
A
his
biblical
catalog
angel.
recently.
Yeah, no,
The
he did.
accurate
He
one.
did.
10,000 eyes
Yeah.
on
$100
fire.
million.
30 sets of wings.
I don't know.
I think he set up his heirs for life. There, 200 million catalog.
Do you have someone in mind, Dean? You like?
That I like making fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible with remembering
I
names.
do
but,
have one.
But
No,
any musician that sings like they have mashed potatoes in their mouth.
Oh yeah,
no,
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
there was a glut of them.
Yeah,
20
Eddie
years
Vedder
ago. Yeah.
comes to
Eddie
mind.
Vedder's
Yeah.
my number one.
Yeah, I do make fun. Yeah.
He's great though. Eddie Vedder's great.
Oh no! All the respect in the world. Like if
Yeah.
I could sing like that, I would on a
Right.
regular basis. But it is really fun to goof
No,
on.
it's fine.
It
It's
is.
fun
goof
to
on
sing
something.
like. It's
Yeah,
like
it
fun
is,
to do
yeah.
the voice. More than anything else, we're not like shitting
No,
on it. It's
no,
just
I get
fun
it,
to
yeah.
sing like
Yeah.
these people.
Yeah.
You make fun.
Yeah, you know like
That's fun. Another one I like.
My-
Like my father's
Oh,
come
Bill,
to
Bill,
pass.
I was
what,
gonna
the,
say-
what the fuck?
Who was
Green
that?
Day.
Billy.
Green Day, Billy Joel
Oh,
Armstrong.
my
It's Billy
God.
Joel. That's it, with the fake British.
I like Blink 182. I make fun
Oh,
of
yeah.
that.
Voice
Inside my head. Like that's funny to me. Yeah.
Don't waste your time on me.
You're
already the voice inside my head.
My yes.
Miss you.
So we got to
And
incorporate
the
all
funny
this
thing,
into Back from Zero.
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
happen to love both Blink 182
Me too, I
and
love
Green
Yeah,
Day.
no,
I love
yeah,
them.
they-
But
they
are
are fun to
joke
make
around.
fun
It's some of my
Yes,
favorite
it is,
stuff.
It's just fun to
but,
sing like
But
them.
oh my god,
Very
Oh my
unique.
God.
No, I know it's Joe.
it's just
It's
so
Joe.
fun.
It is
Yeah.
fun. It is fun.
So you like the Tater Mouth?
I love
We were
Tater Mouth,
singing
man.
Creed at the Staten Island gig.
Oh, Creed.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
Oh,
is that
man.
right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
They had it playing.
I sang what is it? Can You Take Me Higher at karaoke one night. Can you take me higher?
You know that I cannot.
To the place where blind men see.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna bounce off your question here.
Okay.
All right, for everybody here. It's a two-parter. What's a song that automatically puts you in like a good mood, and what's a song that automatically puts you in like a bad mood?
Oh, okay. So I actually have an answer.
Okay,
for
go
this.
ahead.
There is this game for the Xbox 360 called Jet Set Radio Future.
Oh wow,
Okay.
yeah. I remember
Eric is
that
familiar.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The guy who did the soundtrack is an actual musician. He did all of the sound design from scratch.
Uh,
That soundtrack, you could shoot my dog in front of me. If I go home and listen to that, I'm in the best mood ever.
Really?
It's just something about it that like lifts me up.
Wow,
100%.
Now I'm gonna bounce off that.
Okay.
Because we're in a bouncy castle here.
Yeah.
I played that game as a kid.
Yeah, so did I.
First thing I did, music off.
really?
Yeah.
Hated it.
Really?
wow,
Yeah,
that's
hated
funny.
it.
Wow.
I haven't heard it in 15, 20
Right.
years. I remember shutting that music off.
I
That's
went on
funny.
a quest to find that
To find it,
soundtrack.
yeah, hell yeah.
Because it's a Sega product.
I
and
had it
so
on
they
X-
they,
oh,
they didn't
yeah.
really sell it like as an album. It was just in the game,
yeah,
and that was it.
less of a thing back then, too.
Right. So
Yeah.
I went on a deep dive. I found out who the composer was and everything. I found out he was published under Sega specifically for
Oh, that's
that game and
wild.
everything.
Okay.
And so what I did was,
is it a Japanese dude?
yeah.
They are the best composers. Japanese video
Yes.
games
No,
have
seriously.
the best music.
Like, look, Silent Hill. That ambient music.
Just all
Oh
the
my-
old
you can, like,
8-bit,
make love
the
to it.
classic 8-bit Nintendo. Like it's just such great music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
so,
Jet
like,
Set was like the early thousands, like
yeah, a lot of like
So I-
drum and bass
yeah, I just
and
didn't
like
like it, yeah.
house type
Yeah.
style.
I didn't like
Gotcha.
that.
But yeah, no, I went on this grand quest to collect all of the songs because some of them were from like established artists
Right.
that they, got the rights to the music for. And then the rest of it was the
Composed,
guy
yeah.
Okay.
composed.
Yeah.
And so I had to create a playlist on iTunes of the songs, and I had to like pick them out and add them one by one.
Oh,
then
really?
I had to go back and like listen, like watch people play the game, so I knew what order the tracks
Oh,
were
wow,
in
yeah.
the game.
Right.
And I organized all that, and then I swear to God, a week later, Sega put them out on iTunes as an album.
Well, they took all your work and they said, "Hey, thanks, asshole." So-
And then the song that will forever put me in a terrible, like manic depressive state is, I can't remember the name of it because it's banned in the house.
Okay. Oh wow.
It's
okay.
actually banned in our house.
Wow. Okay.
But it's a song that this woman sings that is about her spending the last moments of the end of the world with the man she loves.
Okay.
And I like the chorus is like, and it's you that I'll lie here as the bombs drop, or whatever the fuck. I don't remember the
Wow,
words
okay.
because I'm not allowed to listen to it. Raven's not allowed to listen to it. We can't.
Really?
It's guaranteed to make us cry every
Right.
single
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I could listen to Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack, and then I'll listen to that song, and I'll drop
be bummed,
immediately.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So that song is banned in the
There
house.
are some songs like I can't, that I just know like if I listen to this, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you have
but
any
on
or
the
no?
other
I'm
hand,
thinking.
Okay.
on the other hand, it's an inspiration for me, especially like as a lyrics writer.
Right.
I want to be able to have that impact on
course.
people one
Yeah,
day.
of course.
Like I want somebody to listen to one of our songs and either burst into tears of joy
Or just
or buy a gun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not shoot themselves.
They
but
they burst into tears when they
be-
hear you, Dean. Don't worry.
We'll get there.
If I can facilitate suicide, no,
Yeah.
bleep.
bleep, yeah, bleep, bleep, bleep. But yeah, so those two things are my
Okay.
highs and lows.
So the one that puts me in a bad mood is the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack.
Okay.
And the good mood one is this Joe Satriani song called Rubina's Blue Sky Happiness.
Okay.
It's just so
It's got
nice.
happiness in the
Okay.
Makes me
name.
happy
Gotcha,
right away.
okay.
Just cheers me up.
Gotcha.
It's a very nice song.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What about you,
Oh,
Art?
what do you got?
Bad mood would have to be because this goes back to I guess when it first came out. Matter of Trust, Billy Joel, the one that
Okay. Oh, yeah,
starts out
okay.
a 1, 2,
Yeah.
a 1, and I would always try to change it like,
Okay.
before he hit 3, like just get it off.
Billy Joel. Yeah. Okay. I could see
And,
that.
and to this day, whenever it comes on, I have 3 seconds to get that fucking shit off. Really.
Right? Yeah. Right.
I don't know
Wow.
what's gonna happen if I don't. You know?
Does it like make you angry or sad or what?
Angry.
Really?
I
Yeah.
don't know why because it's so
It's 'cause
cheesy.
it's Billy Joel.
Wow.
I must have
that's-
heard it straight through one time and got so enraged
Yeah.
that I just had to fucking turn it off.
Arthur,
That's
forever the
fair.
critic. Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
It's a
He-
fucking.
I love that it gives you the count off.
I have
That's
nothing
perfect.
personal against Billy Joel. I think he's written some really. The early songs I kind of liked. That was such a cheesy song, man.
That's
it's just so
funny.
fucked
It's
up.
worse than Italian restaurant.
So what about
Yeah.
what about a good song? Or a good one?
Good song. That song Friday by what? Who
Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black.
Okay.
Hands
Of course.
Really? Okay.
You just can't think of one.
I
You
just-
stinker. You stinker.
Is that a real one or?
No, he's joking.
No,
Oh, I don't know.
He's
down.
being a
Blessed
shit.
Relief. Frank Zappa.
Really?
Don't
Okay.
know it.
Instrumental. It's
don't
off
know
of.
The Satch one's instrumental too.
Yeah.
It's off of the Grand Wazoo album. It's like an instrumental jazz thing.
Nice.
What about you?
Happy Mood. One song. There's a couple of songs, but two of them that come to mind is what's the name? Behind the Sun by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that song.
That song. The minute I hear that, I'm like, doodle-doo, I'm just, yeah.
That's all
That's the one that
jangly.
goes
Yeah,
like
yeah.
California, California, California,
They don't mention
No, they don't mention
California.
California. No.
That's the one song where they don't
No.
mention California or Los
Wow.
Angeles.
And another one that I really get, the minute I hear it, I'm happy, is Respect by Erasure.
Okay.
I hear that, I'm like, I just start like dancing by myself.
By Aretha, right?
Erasure.
Erasure.
just funny,
Urethra.
I know.
Urethra.
And,
By urethra.
My urethra.
Respect my
I'm
urethra.
listening to my urethra. And I guess like a bad mood song is, what's the name? I can't think of it. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Shafer
Yeah.
Jr.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
me and my mom had a thing with that song. It was like our song together, and she's gone now.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
So I hear that song at this point, and we're just like,
No.
There's been
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if I listen to this, I'm gonna get
Totally,
in
yeah.
total depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's-
thought of one that really pisses me off,
which one?
and it's a Bob Dylan song.
Which one?
Positively
Yes.
4th Street.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's funny.
The 4 or 5, however long minutes of the exact same thing over and over and
With
over
the lyrics.
with no
you say,
break,
yeah.
over
Cue
and over.
cards.
I can't get I
Yeah.
just go like, oh my god, please stop.
The pump don't work because the Vandals took the handle.
No,
Yeah.
you got a lot of nerve to say you are my
Oh
friend.
no, that's
Friend.
what's the name of that song with the
drag it
flashcards?
is to see you. Take that, multiply it 40 times, and you got the song.
That's the song.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He wrote a lot. Like it must be tough to sing those songs because there's so many verses.
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
to
a lot of
remember.
words.
A lot
Too
of
many words.
fucking verses,
Listen, I'm an
man.
expert
Curtain
in too many
call.
words.
Yeah.
There's too many fucking words.
Yeah.
Another song that if I listen to right away, I know it's going to depress me, which is why a lot of times if I'm listening to the album, because that was another life-changing album that I had.
It's a skip.
Was Amorica by the Black Crowes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that last song, Descending, it's a
Oh, wow.
great song. It's a great song. But that's another band that, like, the other one reminds me of my mother. That reminds me of my father because
Black-
we were
yeah.
both very
Yeah.
big
Black
Black
Crowes.
Crowes fans together. And I hear that, and my father loved that song. That was like his favorite album,
Right.
and he loved it. But it was like, but it's a very depressing song. It's
Oh, yeah.
called Descending.
Descending.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it opens up with this beautiful but very like depressing piano, just solo piano, and it's just like you hear it, and you're just like, yeah,
You're
And you
descending.
just- yeah, that's it. You're
Yeah.
just done.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes, if you let it go, it's like just everybody leave me alone.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
fine in 5-6 minutes. You know.
Music is very powerful with that.
I
Oh,
agree
yeah.
100%.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think we've had this conversation before, not on mic, but in general. But like music is the perfect way to emulate an emotion
Yeah.
without having to go through the event that caused it.
It's
Because-
like a roller coaster.
Yeah, because like we're
you.
talking about songs that like make us depressed,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
Yeah.
you, the only thing that happens is that you listen to the song.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
But that song could conjure up.
Well, yeah,
those
you
Of
go in your
course.
head.
Well, yeah,
and-
of course, but like
painful moments. Or
I mean,
whatever.
for me, the song that makes me like literally cry, like
Right.
it doesn't conjure anything. It's the song itself that like
I hear you.
brings those emotions forward.
You know what I find funny about music is it's one of the few things that where like there are albums like I've cried to music 1,000
Oh yeah,
times.
me too.
Oh, yeah.
All the
right?
time.
And like it's
of,
funny.
of sorrow and of beauty. Of
Totally.
like just this is the most glorious, beautiful thing I've ever heard. And just cry.
Of anger,
100%.
tears of anger.
Both. But the thing is, it's weird because the thing that's like the most beautiful thing in the world may make you the most depressed at the same time and make you cry. But like in my case, like those songs that I've cried to and everything else and felt the worst to, they've saved my life at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when I had nobody and I was going through family shit that like everybody goes through their family stuff. Mine just happened to be very extreme, unfortunately. And like music was there, especially like I'm not going to get too in depth, but like the Seattle scene and what they wrote about a lot of the time. I was going through shit like that with people in my family who I loved. And like at least I had some escape to like
You weren't alone. in it.
right.
Right.
I never felt alone. I felt like there
Yeah.
were other people in this world that were feeling this, and it gave me a way out and escape. I listened to that, and I was like, "No, man, you could. There's hope. You can get out of this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's going to turn out okay, you know." And it's just amazing because what can make you laugh, can make you cry, can make you happy and sad.
Oh,
It's-
100%.
And it could be the same song. It could.
Yeah,
it could be
well,
the same
that's the
exact
thing. It's like
song.
it depends,
Giving
like,
you-
where are you that
yeah,
day?
it's amazing.
It's funny too because like most of the songs that always like bring me to tears, like
Right.
sad songs, for some reason, and this might say more about me than I realize, but it's always songs where like I'll listen to them,
Uh-huh.
I'll hear the lyrics, I'll hear the music and everything, and the first thought that pops into my mind is, I'll never have that. But of course not. It's a fucking song. It's, you know, it's fantasizing. It's making
Right.
something
Yeah.
bigger than it is. But that's always my first thought, and that's what makes I'll never have that. I'm never gonna marry the moon. What the fuck?
Never say never.
And like it's the dumbest thing in hindsight to feel that way about a
No,
song.
it's not dumb. It's just how you react to it.
But
to
it, like
art.
that is my like visceral reaction to things that make me sad. Like the song about spending time, like the last moments on earth with the person you love is
Right.
like, I'll never have that. And that's a good thing. Like I'm not
Right,
gonna be
right.
around for the apocalypse. But I'll never have that, and I
get what-
hate you for it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. You know,
right.
the
The lack of obtainability of that
Some of
thing
it,
that's
yeah.
so beautiful to you.
in the
right.
song.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a weird
I
Right.
know what
emotion.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that fucking sounds insane to most
No,
people.
I guarantee you, who's ever listening is going to say, yeah, somebody is going to say, yeah, I can relate to that. I totally understand.
If you
Absolutely.
if you relate to that, leave a comment saying how fucking stupid I am. Let
Don't
me
Do that
let
anyway.
me know.
Do that anyway.
We gotta up the engagement. Tell me I suck.
You
And then I'll
suck.
fucking find you
I'm
and
gonna.
give you a handshake.
I found you.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, no.
I'm injured.
He was so much closer than he thought.
I know. But then you got driving music, you got rainy, like Miles
Oh,
Davis,
yeah.
Oh, there's
rainy
so many-
day
There's so many
music,
different types of music.
which is
yeah.
kind of depressing. But when it's a rainy day and you put on like a kind of blue or some
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
it makes sense.
It does.
You know,
it
it's
does.
really good.
And it's funny when you do that and you do make it make sense, even if it is raining, it feels good.
Yeah, yeah,
True.
yeah.
It does. Like, it feels good because it's like, whoa, this all
agree.
works.
No, there's definitely the biggest thing too, like cleaning. I can't clean without music.
No, you
Oh, is
have
that
you
right?
have to
Okay.
have the jams
dude.
going
and
while
there's
you're
like
cleaning.
definitely go-tos where it's like I
Right.
need to get like gym, working out to
Yeah,
the music.
yeah.
You-
Music,
You know what's my go-to cleaning band?
who?
Cake.
Cake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Kinda
good.
pep in its step.
I put on Golden Nugget
Okay.
and I'd go.
Nice.
Whatever happened to Cake? Are they still around?
They're still around.
Okay.
My friends actually just went to see them a couple months ago. Actually,
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who was a big Cake fan. He was always asking me to go. I never went and saw
Got
them.
diabetes. Sad.
Loved his cake.
Big cake fan.
But there was a band that I used to be into called Life, Sex, and Death in the 90s. LSD, obviously for short. And they only had one album. And I got to meet the guitar player at CBGB's and
Oh,
hang out with
nice.
him. Yeah, they were doing a tour and they came through. And I got to meet him and hang out with him. Alex Kane was his name. And that was the only album they did. Funny enough. And it was a very just a heavy rock album, but it was great. It was a great album.
Wow.
And it's funny, they
Went away
They did
and
the
that was
one and that was it.
interesting,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like bands like that, like flashes in the pan type stuff. There's one that I
It's
listen
cool to find something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
if
It's just like,
great,
what?
yeah.
There's one I listen to called Tally Hall. They're part of our road trip rotation.
Okay.
If we're driving any longer than an hour, they're automatically in rotation.
Really? Okay.
They only have 2 albums. I think the last one they published was like 2018.
Gotcha.
Been a bit then.
And it was 2016, then 2018, and then they just
was it.
stopped making music, as far as I could tell. But yeah, they're one of my go-to road trip bands. Them and My Chemical Romance.
That's good driving. Road music.
Oh yeah, because My Chemical Romance. Once you learn the words, you don't sing, you scream.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have your own little party in the car.
3 hours of screaming.
You want
literally.
You want no voice by the time you get to your destination.
Oh, dude, you kidding me?
if you get to your destination.
When I was younger, we went to what was it? I think it was Project Revolution.
Oh, the
tour.
The tour, Project Revolution, and we went to the one out in Long Island at
Jones Beach.
Jones Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Jones Beach. So we went out there, and that was like hour and a half, 2 hour drive with
Right.
traffic and everything. We were singing the whole time. We were listening to Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance, fucking I don't even know who else. Like we just music on, let it play, and we were singing the whole. By the time we got to the show, we couldn't sing.
Yeah,
we had
right.
so much fun in the car that we blew our voices out before we even got to the venue.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, the next day after the concert where you're just like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I had fun. Yeah.
When it came to big like festivals like that, my father took me to the Fla Festival when it was around.
What was that?
It was a Guinness sponsored festival.
Okay.
At
So you know it's a good time.
yeah, oh, dude, I got a story for you. Hang on. So it was where was it? Randall's Island, the one on.
Oh, yeah,
the-
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So Van Morrison,
Downing Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
before
Van
they tore it
Morrison
down.
played. That was like one of the big draws. So we went. It was hot as fuck. And it was
has to be.
funny. It was the middle of the summer. I think it was like August or whatever. And we get there, and I was drinking at the time. So it was a different Austin back then.
Disclaimer.
It was a different
This
Austin
is
back
evil
then.
Austin.
No, it wasn't evil Austin. It was just fucking-
drinking Austin.
Just drinking Austin, right? Nothing evil. And so before we went, it was a bus trip that we went to with the Wicked Monk. That was the bar back in the day, the original one,
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth
yeah.
Avenue, right? So it was a bus trip for the concert. So we go. I mean, you got to understand how things were back then. We left at like maybe 11:30, 12 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We were already
Of course.
drinking.
You were bombed.
We
Yeah.
were already drinking.
course.
We were waiting for the bus at 8:30 in the morning at the bar.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We were just I mean,
Yeah,
like,
what do you mean back then?
we went days on end just drinking. Of
course.
So anyway, we get
Good
on
old
the bus.
benders.
I'm talking to this girl. I'm not going to mention names, but I'm talking to this girl, and her mom's there. My father knows the mother. Everybody starts talking. She's really cute. We start talking, blah, blah, blah. So the whole day I'm talking to her, like, we're fucking drinking, we're smoking weed, we're just fucking, we're fucking
You're
crazy.
partying, baby.
We're partying. It's like 2 PM. We're all fucked up already.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
great.
Morrison.
Yeah, totally. It's exactly what was going on. So one thing leads to another. Now, if you've ever been to Randall's Island, the whole stadium, it's all concrete.
No shade.
There's no shade. It's all
Fucking hot
concrete.
as fuck. Yeah, yeah.
So we're sitting on these steps. I'm trashed. I'm talking to the girl. The mother's there. My father's there. We're all fucked up. I keep asking the same question over and over again about something like, why are you smoking pot with your mother? Meanwhile, I'm fucking smoking pot and drinking
With
my
your
father.
dad, yeah.
We're just all fucked up and asking stupid
It's a
shit.
fucked up Brady
it's
Bunch.
It's a fucking shit show. So it's hysterical.
anti-Brady
It's a
Bunch.
story
So
of a
we're having-
drunken lady.
we're having a good time though, so it's not like everybody's having a bad time.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know, that one moment happens where it fucking just changes the whole course of the
Oh,
day.
no.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking. Next thing you know, and like I said, this whole stadium is concrete, so they're all concrete
God.
steps.
Oh, well, yeah.
and I'm
already-
sitting there,
Yep.
and I went forward,
Yep.
Oh,
and I
boy.
wasn't paying
Got
attention.
the-
I closed my eyes. I like fell asleep. I passed out. You know, fucking
You
drunk.
blacked out.
I blacked out, passed out. And I went ass over tea kettle down the fucking concrete steps. By the grace of God. By the grace of fucking God above, I did not break my neck. I
Oh
did
my
not break.
God.
I'm not joking. These are like old time concrete.
Not comfortable.
There's nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody around
Did a
us
header,
just stops and looks at me. I get up. I'm like, I'm okay. Like I literally got up. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like fucking drunk.
Let's party.
Let's party. So I just kept drinking, obviously, the rest of the day.
Hell
But-
yeah.
So that happened. This girl's just like, fuck this guy
Yeah.
at this point. She's like, I'm not talking to him no more.
You blew your chance.
Yeah, she was like,
Stare
fuck
man.
that guy. Yeah, it's time.
Look,
And-
if she wasn't impressed by that, she wasn't the one.
Yeah,
It's
you
true.
lived. You were still alive.
It's true.
so anyway, that
The
was
drinking is what saved you
I
because
know,
you were
it really
sober.
was,
Yeah,
because I was
right.
so
That's what
sober and
happens in
limber.
car
all,
crashes.
Car
Yeah.
crashes.
Yeah.
You're all limber.
So that was
So
the-
who else? Van Morrison? Who else was
Rubberman.
I don't even
It was a
remember.
festival,
It was
you
a
said,
festival
right?
called the Flaw
Flaw?
Festival, and they were charging $5 for Guinnesses. And I mean, you get there, it's like
You got $80
it's
on
like
you.
it's like 11:30. My father was paying for everything at that point. I
Oh,
was-
there you
Yeah.
go,
I was
baby.
still like 21 years. I was young. I forget how old I
You
was.
got that daddy card. Swipe, swipe, swipe,
It
swipe,
was
swipe.
great. He was just fucking buying his beers and all that. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking crazy shit. But
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so that's that story.
Oh, man.
That was funny.
That was the hottest stadium ever.
I don't have any crazy festival or show stories, but I do have my one crazy drinking story.
You have a crazy drink.
I have a crazy drinking story, and that was the day I stopped drinking.
Go for it if you want to tell a crazy drinking story.
I believe it was my 19th birthday,
Ooh, okay.
and we went.
I
to-
knew you at that point because I knew you when
You did.
Yeah,
you did know me at that point.
Really?
Drinking
Yeah.
age was 21.
Yeah, I'm in the
And,
picture 14
yeah,
years at
right,
this point.
right.
Yeah.
And so we went to where Monk is now.
Right.
What was it used to be? I fucking can't talk.
It was the Wicked Monk forever, and it was the hideout
on-
after that.
on 90,
No,
on
on
90,
where
on
it is
95th.
now.
Valley Bunyan.
Bally Bunyan.
Bally
Yeah.
Bunions,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That
It
was
had that fire pit in there.
that was
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
haunt. Bally Bunions was my haunt. I used
Right.
to go there every Friday and Saturday with Pete and oh God, what was her name? Leslie or Kelsey or something. And we used to go there for karaoke, me and my friends. And we were not supposed to be there, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, we
19.
behaved better than some of the adults. It was
Right.
the only reason we could stay.
Right.
And I remember my 19th birthday, which really threw everybody in the bar for a loop because they're like, you're not even like
Right.
20 yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I got home from work. I cashed my paycheck at one of those check money places.
Okay.
I went straight to the bar, put my entire paycheck on the bar,
Uh-huh.
and said, serve me till I'm out.
Wow.
I blew through in about 5 hours $400 worth
Oh
of
my
beer.
God.
That is a
And
lot
that's
of
crazy.
beer.
The only things.
Well, you were buying for people. and
No.
you're- oh,
It was my birthday.
Okay.
People were buying for me. I must have drank
And then you
$1,000 worth of liquor
What
that
the
night.
hell?
Is
Jesus.
that possible?
That's crazy.
But like,
$400
believe me, I was making room. I was taking my trips out around the corner, puking, coming back in,
yeah.
knocking back car bombs and shit.
Yep.
And so the only thing I remember from that night is getting to the bar, waking up outside on my back with somebody kissing me on the floor,
Ooh.
blacking out, waking up in the Fort Hamilton diner 4 hours later, blacking out again,
Yeah.
and then waking up at 1 in
Brownout.
the
You had-
afternoon the next day.
Yeah, you had brownouts. where
That,
you
that
could
is
remember
all
a
I
little
remember
bit.
from my 19th birthday.
That was me kissing you on the floor, by the way. See, I remember.
And when I woke up the next day, I was so fucking miserable.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
can
I'm sure
only
you were.
That like
hurting.
literally like that was the day I'm like, all right, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Never,
This
ever,
can't
ever.
be good.
The good thing in my case is I'm sober much longer now than I was ever a drunk. for.
Right.
Nice.
Which
yeah.
I'm much happier. I mean, I'm almost literally almost 20 years sober. It'll be 20 years in December. That's my 20
Oh,
year
holy
anniversary.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
Congratulations.
Thank
big.
you. I smoke a lot of pot. I'm open about that. That doesn't. But I've never had to apologize for smoking too much
Right.
pot and causing a disturbance
Yeah.
and a
Yeah, yeah.
problem. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, I quit. No, God, no. But I gave up the alcohol a long time ago. But I was a drunkard, and I do use the term drunkard. I was an alcoholic drunkard for about 14 years. I was bad. I was drinking in high school. I was drinking
Yeah.
at like the first time I got drunk, I was 14 years old.
Yeah, it's funny because
Kids don't do that anymore, thank God. They don't seem
well,
to
they
anyway.
did when I was in
Were
high
they?
school.
Yeah.
I was considered a late bloomer.
Really?
I didn't start doing anything till I was like 17.
Right.
And everyone was like,
gotcha.
"Why'd you wait so long?" And I'm like, well, "I don't know the implications to my future health."
Well,
and
yeah.
also like I was a pussy when I was a kid, so I was like scared of like drugs and
Right.
alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm
a good thing. That's
Oh,
a very
I
good
can't
thing.
Yeah.
do that. My mommy's gonna yell at me.
Yeah, no, that's a
And then I
good
got
thing.
drunk one day, and I'm like, I don't care who yells at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I gave that. I had to give that shit up. I had lost too much, like
Yeah, yeah.
I just at that point I was getting
No, there's a
divorced.
threshold.
And it's funny because I remember that. I remember the day I stopped drinking. No exaggeration. I was at Kitty Cannon's. I was sitting in that little indentation where the bar goes like that,
Right.
and I'm sitting there, and I was with my uncle at the time. He was still alive, and I'm sitting there, and it was about 6 PM, and it was December 6th, 2005, and I was drinking a Coors Light, and I'm sitting. I used to drink pint glasses. I never drank the bottle. I drank the pint
Oh
glasses.
yeah, you got to get the pint glass.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, and I just borrowed $20 off my uncle.
Okay.
At that point, without going into details and stories, I had lost my wife. I no longer had access to my kid for a little while because she was like, "You're not going near your kid,"
Right.
because I was so bad. I had lost my apartment. I had no job. And I had literally, when I had moved back into Bay Ridge, I'm not exaggerating the least bit, I had $37 in my pocket. Okay? If it weren't for a friend of mine who had a room open, I might have ended up back sooner at my mother's house, which unfortunately in my case was like the worst
Yeah.
place you could be.
That's you better off sleeping on the streets.
I would have
yeah.
been better off in like anywhere else.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there, and all this is going through my head. I'm
Right.
like, I just lost everything. I'm like, I'm back in a room. I'm living in somebody else's apartment with $37 in my pocket. I just had to borrow $20 off my uncle. And I'm looking at the pint glass, and I'm like, you have two choices. And I'm like, you could either, because I have my daughter.
Right.
And I'm, thinking about this. And I said to myself, because she was the main factor in this decision.
Oh yeah, kids change.
Dude, if it weren't
everything.
for my daughter, I guarantee you I would probably not be here right now talking to you. I'd be dead a long time ago.
Oh, are you kidding me? If it wasn't for my kid, I wouldn't be here.
So I'm looking at the pint glass, and I said, you got two choices, man. I said, you can keep doing this, I said, and lose more than you've already lost.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
I said, and you can show your daughter that while you know it's not right, this is an acceptable lifestyle, and it's okay to be a drunkard
Yep.
and into drugs and bullshit. And it's okay to be a total fucking failure. I said, and you can raise her like that if you want. I said, or you could put that pint glass down right now and fucking go from here and just change your entire life. And I sat there, and I remember I took that last sip. I put the pint glass down. I remember the clank it made when it hit the bar, and I walked away.
Wow.
And I never went back after I thought that.
That's
And
amazing.
and I was a drunk for almost 15 years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
It wasn't like a weekend bender you're putting down.
No,
yeah.
when I detoxed alone in my room, my doctor yelled at me for doing
yeah,
that.
that's
My doctor yelled at me. He's like, you could have died.
yeah.
I couldn't sleep a steady night for the first month.
Oh yeah.
I was every night. I'd be sitting there. I'd be like, she just with the shocks, just like
Yeah.
waking up with the just like waking up in terror, like absolute terror. Every time I tried to fall asleep, you know that twilight before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That every
Like
time.
you feel like you're falling.
Right, every time
Yeah.
I got to that twilight horror show, I just wake up for a month, over a month,
Yeah.
or over. I forget exactly how long, but it was at least a month. And I made it through, and my doctor was like, "You did what?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "I detoxed in my room. I didn't know what else to do. I had to stop drinking." He's like, "You could have died."
Yeah, you could have.
I said, "I really wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking of my daughter. I
Yeah.
just had to make the
Yeah.
right decision." And that was my last day drinking.
Damn.
I'll never go back to that. I
No.
don't. Fuck, that's the.
It's like a nightmare.
Yo, God Almighty. Yeah, and at this point too, I'm 50. I have certain health. I do, as much as I am a healthy human being for the most part, I do have certain health issues, and like I wouldn't take on alcohol as a,
As another
as
hurdle.
another thing
Yeah.
to deal
Yeah.
with at this point in my life.
That's all you need.
But yeah, no, that's my shortened story. There's more to it, but that's the shortened
Pretty epic.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you go back after the
Oh
clank?
God, no.
That was
Yeah.
the final clank.
Yeah, that
you
was
know?
it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I want nothing to do with
That's going to be
alcohol.
the last scene in your Hallmark movie in 30 years.
No, it's got to
Or
be
is
the
it the
midway.
first scene?
No, it's got to be the first and the midpoint scene. This way, I turned out all right later on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because thank God, I am one of the lucky ones. Knock on the table there with a little mallet.
Gavel
My
on
little
wood.
gavel on wood.
On this.
I am one of the lucky ones that
Yeah.
made it out because I know there's so many horror stories of people that didn't, or they still are doing the same thing and nothing got better for them. So
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm very, very grateful that I am where I am today.
It's funny because that was my grandfather. He wasn't like totally despondent, but he was an alcoholic.
Right, right.
And when he got sick in his later years, the doctor told him, "Was like, you can't quit smoking, you cannot quit drinking.
Right, right.
The detox will kill you."
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. That's like how deep into it he was.
There's people who get to that point.
Because
Absolutely.
he had gotten cancer, so the doctor's like, you can't do both at the same time.
Right.
Like just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, mean
Well,
treat the cancer?
Right.
Oh, I got. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. It probably would kill
Right.
him.
And he was
Yeah,
like in his
absolutely.
80s, so it's like,
Yeah.
well, what
Drink up.
like he said,
Right, yeah.
what the fuck do I care?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going either way.
Yeah.
So I still remember every time I went over, he would give me a pack of Marlboro Reds, $50, and he'd pull out the little airplane bottles of Smirnoff,
Oh my.
and he'd crack it open. And he goes, "Dean, don't tell your father, but I found these." And he'd slide it across the table like he was doing a deal. And every time we left, my dad would ask me, "Did he give you money?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, keep it."
Oh yeah,
That's
Gramps.
funny.
I love my
Yeah,
grandfather.
man.
That's funny.
I still remember to this day. This was like a year before he passed away. We always had Thanksgiving on my father's side of the family in Red Hook, and my grandfather was old school Italian bookie. He used to collect for the boys. He would run the route in Red Hook, right? He was doing this till the day he died too. We had to yell at him to stay home because he had trouble walking later on. But I still remember one day at Thanksgiving, he pulls me into the kitchen and he goes, "Dean, I got to tell you something." I'm like, "What's going on, Grandpa?" And he goes, "Don't say nothing." That was his favorite line. "Don't say nothing, but you're my favorite." And I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Listen, I love your sister. I love your cousin, but you're my favorite."
That's cool.
And he's saying this through two teeth, you know? And he goes,
Sucking down Marlboro Reds.
"Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah."
Funny,
Him and
your
I.
father's from Red Hook too, right?
Oh,
My-
yeah.
My dad grew up in Red Hook as well.
Oh, what
Yeah.
part?
They were on Van Brunt Street.
That's where my dad grew
Yeah.
up, Van Brunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my aunt lived on
cool.
Conover Street, which is right by
Okay.
the water.
Yep. I know the place. It's funny. My dad tells me stories from when he was a kid, and like it ranges from like the coolest sounding shit
right,
to like action movie nonsense.
right.
Because
Red Hook
fucking
was a rough area.
oh
back
yeah,
in the day.
and he was in the thick of it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Dock activity.
He used to
Yeah.
have a neighbor like that lived above him in the building they were at the time that used to sit in his window with a fucking rifle.
wow.
Jesus.
And he used to check all the apartments. And if he found an apartment stealing from the grid on the power lines, he used to shoot the cables out.
Wow.
He's doing a service.
It's just,
In a way.
He worked for Con Ed.
I'll tell you though, like,
But like that's what it was like
Remote
back
worker.
then.
I was just
His
gonna
name
say,
was
like,
Ed, and he was a con.
It's just
You
amazing.
get away
like,
with shit like
Pro
that.
con.
I was gonna say, like,
Pre-con.
how different Brooklyn was.
Oh, yeah.
100 years
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
as opposed to, and that's really not a long time, but it's amazing how different it really
Yeah.
was, man.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's
it was
crazy.
so bad where when my father was like a kid going to school and everything that he told me he started drinking Manhattan specials because it's the only thing they wouldn't rob him of at school.
I believe it.
Hmm.
I believe it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, my favorite story to this day is when he was an EMT.
That's right. Your father was an EMT.
He was an
for a
EMT
while.
for
Okay.
for a while.
Was he?
Yep. And I remember
I gotta talk to him.
I remember to this day, the funniest fucking story he ever told me. They picked up this guy to run him to the hospital because he got a light bulb stuck up his ass.
Wow.
And so they bring him to the receiving. He wasn't ER.
He was already receiving. But go
Pretty
ahead.
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so they bring him there, right? And the doctor walks in and he's getting the lowdown from him and his partner.
Right.
Oh, well, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. The doctor picks up one of those little like reflex hammers,
Yeah.
taps the base of the bulb.
Uh.
The bulb explodes. And the doctor just goes, well, get him to ER.
Wow. That's horrible. That
But the
poor
worst
fucking
part is
guy.
you're not pulling it out. So you kind of have to. Like, that's the only way to get a light bulb out of there.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what you'd be
Fully
doing. Putting
in?
one
In.
there. That's crazy. So it
Oh,
all broke
shit.
into
In.
yeah.
The only part showing was the part that screws into the socket.
You
Right.
should have got a socket and lit it up.
Yeah.
They did that way? They
Yeah.
went that way instead?
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
crazy.
Listen, man. People will do
Ooh.
whatever they can
Oof.
to get that nut.
That's Brad. That's yeah.
Why do you think people microwave cantaloupe and shit?
Some of the I think that may be for another podcast.
Yeah.
But because
That's episode 4, the
yeah,
cantaloupe.
I think we're doing all right here. I think
Yeah.
we can start bringing it to a close.
The cantaloupe fucker.
But by all means, you know what?
You had to bring up
Next-
the cantaloupe and ruin the podcast.
No, actually,
Show's over.
No, actually,
We got
I
a
think,
lot of material
I
coming
think
now.
the
Yeah.
cantaloupe is what's going to open up the next,
next
podcast.
podcast.
We're
I
teasing
think
the
that's
next
where it's going to
episode.
go.
It's going to go cantaloupe, bugs
Because-
again.
Because I have a couple of stories. I have some stories.
You have
from my-
cantaloupe stories?
No, I have the cat story.
A what?
story?
The cat story.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my God.
So I think we're good. I think we're
Yeah,
all right.
let's save it for
Yeah.
next
Let's
time.
save it for
Save it
next
for
time.
next
I
time.
think we should start a closing here and save that for next time.
Well, everybody, thank you for listening to Bugcast.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it. Hey, if you like what you hear and you like our banter, check out our website at backfromzeroNYC.com. And if you really liked everything that you hear and you see and the music and blah, 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 you want to show a little bit of love, stop by, pick up a vinyl, maybe a shirt, whatever you can.
Don't forget to join the mailing list to find out when our shows are coming up.
Absolutely. And anybody else want to say anything before we sign off?
Eric, what are your thoughts on the Louisiana Purchase?
Okay. Funny you should ask. In 18...
And on that note, I think we're going to call it a night.
All right.
Later, everybody.
Later.